Honesty. Honesty means to live truthfully, without deceit or manipulation. I remember I was speaking at a school in Kansas, and they said when the school was first built, they had the contractors come in, and they built the foundation and they built up the entire school. Well, right before school started, they had some inspectors come in, and they realized that, well, it wasn't done right. The foundation, they used cheap materials, and they had to tear it all down. What a waste. What an embarrassment. That's what dishonesty is. It says, here's this thing I built. Here are these words I'm saying. Here are these things I'm doing. But at the foundation, it's fake. And what's fake always falls. Lies are like a boomerang. They look good going out, but they usually come back to hit you in the face. I remember when I was in elementary school, we had addition and subtraction tests. The teacher would give us the paper. We could practice the questions, but when it came time for the test, we took the paper up to the teacher for her to test us. So she gave us a sheet of paper and we couldn't mark on it. But I did. I put my answers in between the numbers very lightly. And she didn't notice. She didn't see it. So I got perfect scores on my test for several weeks. But the boomerang came back. One day I brought my paper up to the teacher. She looked at it. She brought it close to her face. And I knew I was busted. That feeling in my stomach, of feeling ashamed, embarrassed. You know, I wanted her to think I was a good student. But after that day, I think I lost a lot of her trust. And you know, to this day, I'm not that good with addition and subtraction in my head. So, honesty is so important, and it starts from the inside. So let's start our lesson on honesty.
We can lie to others, but we can also lie to ourselves. There are two big lies we tell ourselves. The first, it doesn't matter. If someone talks bad about you and you get asked about it and you say, it doesn't matter, or you get a bad score on a test and your parents ask you how you did and you say, it doesn't matter. We say it doesn't matter because we're trying to ignore bad feelings. Another way to say it doesn't matter is when we have something we know we need to do, but we're too lazy to do it. So instead of studying, we say, it doesn't matter. The honest truth is we know it does matter, but we say lies as an excuse to not do it or to protect ourselves. The second big lie is we tell ourselves, I can't. I can't be smart in this class. The reason that is a lie is because there is a difference between can't and won't. It's much easier to say I can't than I won't. You see, can't says, I don't have the ability to do it. But you do have the ability. Now, some people just won't do it, and that's up to them. But there is a difference. So stop telling yourself, I can't do this or I can't do that. Stop making excuses and start putting in effort. Now, you might fail, you might mess up, but sometimes those are necessary in order for you to get better, to learn, improve, and grow, and eventually succeed. I remembered I struggled at math. Algebra, calculus, I just didn't get it. And it was easy for me to say I'm just not good at math. Until finally I told myself I can do this. And I practiced and practiced and practiced. I did tutoring. It took me a long time, but slowly I started getting better. You know, I messed up here and there, but by the end of the school year, I got an A on one of my tests. And that proves I could do it because I was willing. So how do we stop saying these lies? First, awareness. Be aware of how you talk to yourself. For the next day, listen for what you're saying about yourself and what you're saying about others. And I think you'll be surprised about how critical and negative we can be. Second, affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements to yourself. I like to add affirmations to action steps. For example, I can become a starter in basketball, and I will spend an extra hour each week practicing dribbling and free throws. You can apply this to anything. Just make sure it's specific and doable. If you've never ever played basketball before and you want to become a starter next week, it's probably not going to happen. So make sure you're at least kind of being honest with yourself about your own talents and skills. But at the same time, push yourself, stretch yourself. Like anything else, you have to break it down into small steps. Focus on progress instead of perfection. I had a friend who wanted to get into shape, but she felt she had a long way to go and she felt scared that she would never do it, that she would fail. So she would tell herself, it doesn't matter, I can't do it. She set small goals that she could actually do, like substituting 2 things in her diet for something healthier and adding 1 day a week of working out for 30 minutes. Some people might say that's not enough. To get into shape, you need to do more. But that's the point. The big thing is too scary. But by achieving each small goal, you gradually chip away at the big goal. Plus, you get more confident and braver with each step. I say in my speeches, how you think about yourself determines what you make of yourself. And how you think of yourself starts with how you talk to yourself. We all have an inner person inside of us that we talk to. We say, I am a good person and I want to do good things with my life. When we don't do what we know we should do, we start to distrust ourselves. We say, yeah, I know I was supposed to do this, or yeah, I know I wasn't supposed to do this or say this, and then we start disliking ourselves. And our negative behavior and thinking increases. And then we say, I'm not a good person and I can't do good things with my life. You see how it all starts with how we think and how we talk to ourselves? The worst thing about lying, either with your words, your self-talk, or your actions against your conscience, is that it changes how you see yourself and it changes how people see you. So focus on creating loving honesty with how you talk to yourself. Lastly, I want you to think of the benefits of honesty. It builds self-respect as well as respect from others. Also, it's rewarding. Have you heard the expression, they put in an honest day's work? That means they earned their pay. Don't look back on high school as a time that you just got through it, that you wasted the time, that you waited until the bell rang and your shift was over. Honor your talents and your opportunities by putting in honest work. And if you do that, you will think of yourself as a good person building a foundation to do even better things. Now let's quickly talk about what to do if someone is being dishonest with you or if someone is spreading lies. We have to call out dishonesty, but there is a right and a wrong way to do it. Attacking someone or tattletelling or just holding it in are rarely effective. So this is what I wanted you to do. It's simple, but it's not easy. It takes some guts. Go up to them in private and ask them, is what you said true? How do you know this? Now, if you know that they're telling a lie, then say, what you're saying isn't true and it's not right. And I think you know that. So please stop, okay? And if they argue or become mean, just say, hey, I'm not here to fight. And if they continue to be nasty, just walk away. The trick is for you to stay calm and nice. When you become defensive or too emotional, you are giving them power and you're putting the focus on you. You want to keep the focus on them. So let's recap. The story about the school building and my cheating on addition and subtraction teaches that what's fake fails. And like a boomerang, it usually comes back to hit us in the face. Start with being aware of how you talk to yourself and use affirmations with action steps to help you do the things you want and build self-esteem. Respond to people lying by giving them a chance to explain themselves and then reminding them it's wrong and asking them to stop while staying calm and nice.
As we finish today, I want to tell you a story about honesty. I was teaching ballroom dance at the dance studio, and my boss came up to me and said, Brandon, there are some rumors going on about you. I said, rumors? What are you talking about? See, I was defensive right away. And he said, people are saying that you're a little arrogant, stuck up, conceited. What? Me? I'm not stuck up. See, right away I was defensive. I wasn't being honest with myself, so therefore I didn't want to hear any honesty from anybody else. Now my boss was nice about it, and he was persistent, and finally he tore down my walls, and I actually listened, and I realized that, they were right. I was a little stuck up, a little conceited. My boss was honest with me, and because of that, he helped me be honest with myself. Honesty is so important. It's a huge component of character. And character helps you. But without character, it'll definitely hurt you. So starting today, be more honest with others, but more importantly, be honest with yourself.